Your tank is very powerful, General. It can level forests and people, but it still needs a driver. Your plane is very powerful, General. It can fly like the wind and carry as much as an elephant, but it still needs a repairman. Your men are very useful, General. They can fly and they can kill, but they also think. But now, such pros and cons no longer exist. Death removes all definitions and ideas. What is this? There's much she must feel. Form, structure, and the cold wind like a knife. This is her birth. At the moment, she still couldn't associate that disaster that devoured all with her own existence. Have I become human? This is an experience like nothing else. Just as a newborn, she had not chosen to come into this world on her own and did not know where to go. But, unlike a baby, just moments after her birth, she already knows speech, knows right from wrong, and even understands her own birth. This is interesting.
这倒是很有趣。
She composed herself and, like anyone else, became interested in the things around her. Weather, machinery, the sky. She understands these concepts, but she had never been exposed to any real substance. Her perception was strange in this way. She knows about snowflakes in terms of temperature, feel, appearance, and even the way they crystallize. But until now, she had never touched a small snowflake. What is going on here?
发生了什么吗？
Having transformed from a machine into a destroyed machine. Sounds like a waste of words to me. However, this is how she perceives external matters almost instinctively. Matters can easily distinguish other matters, and it is the same with ideas. Never mind. Let me see your history.
没关系，让我来看看你的始末吧。
You haven't disappeared. When disappearing is an idea, it still exists, doesn't it? In one breath, all information concerning the machine flowed into the woman's body. Through this technique known as transcription, she easily learned the history of its life. Assembled 4 years ago, to prevent technical leak, its components were produced by 3 associated companies separately. For many years, it has only served Jigsaw and has undergone 3 overhauls. On the mission to recover the 6th divine key, it was destroyed by excess Honkai energy of unknown origin. Excess Honkai energy.
儿知道了，希儿知道了，希儿知道了。来捉你们喽！来捉你们喽！希儿知道了，来捉你们喽！希儿知道了，希儿知道了，来捉你们喽！希儿知道了，希儿知道了。
Oh, I don't ask anyone for guns nowadays. If it's not necessary, I don't really want to use guns. My teacher keeps it to herself, but it still influences me over time. People say I have a talent for sniping. But that's boring if you ask me. My fighting spirit is burning bright. Going head-on is my style. Besides, when I secretly touched my teacher's weapon, it turned into no. Sora doesn't allow me to bring it up. But then again, sometimes I do find guns much more useful, given how convenient they are. Yeah, it looks like some sort of disaster. Maybe this is why I was able to cross the boundary? The sixth divine key. Is this what they were after? Just as she went to pull information from the object, she hesitated. Somehow, the blooded weapon before her emitted an aura similar to her own. No, not similar. Opposite. No, that wasn't quite it. She felt confused. Is what's relevant not the weapon, but the blood that stains it? She permeated the dried blood at the level of concept. The Shariach blood that flows through you is able to cause Honkai energy in range to disappear immediately. Your blood is the most efficient tool in fighting Honkai. While saying this, his eyes fell on a quiet running device. It ran quietly and efficiently in the room where she filtered her blood. The flowing crimson, like a stylus to a record for much of what was to come. So, according to the overseer, when I encounter an enemy, I can't stop. As you'd imagine, it's easier to cut an artery than it is to fight yourself to exhaustion. But I won't let you do that until you've made some progress in Spear of Destiny. We can't give a transfusion after massive blood loss as we usually do. The first step in Spear of Destiny was cloning this holy blood. But even if
但
we
即
were
使我们能够顺利
successful,
做到这一
I'm
点，
not sure how we'd
恐怕也
mass
很难找
produce
到量
it.
产的途径。
And so,
也就是
unless
说，
there was some great
除非
change,
发生了
I
极为特
forbid
殊的
you
变
to
故，
use your blood as a
否
weapon.
则我不许你用血液作为武器。
But
可是
you being the way you
我知
are,
道，
just stating the
以
odds
你的
isn't
性子，
going to stop
只
you
说明了
from
这种程度
marching
恐
to
怕
your
不足以
death.
阻止你去送死。
You're still too young to know anything unusual about the Shariak
虽然每
bloodline,
分每秒都在
and
亲
yet you're
身体验沙
constantly
利亚特的血
experiencing
脉，
it yourself.
但对它的蹊跷之处却知之甚少。
Curse
生
of
痕的诅咒，
Stigmata. This is my first time
这是我
mentioning
第一
it
次
to
向
you,
你提起
right?
吧。
Curse
圣
of
痕的
Stigmata.
诅咒，
Yes.
没
Unlike
错
the Castellanas,
和卡斯兰纳家族不
that
同，
say the
维系沙尼亚的血
Shariak
脉的
bloodline
是一
is a
种偶然
genetic
的基因变异，
mutation or
或者说
strange
异
information.
化的信息。
The holy
得
blood
进你
in
体
your
内的圣
now,
血，包括你整个人
as
的
well as
基
your
因，都是
gene,
我将这些信息
are a
进行分
product
类
of
后
my
加以提纯的产
categorization
物。
and purification of this information.
注意，
Note that I said
我说的是
categorization,
分类，
not
而非优化。
optimization. I
将那些容易引发副作用的
couldn't
信息从你的
completely
基因中彻
eliminate the
底剔除，
information in
这
your
一点
genes that can
连
lead to
我也
side
无能为力。
effects. Not even the
连主教大人也
overseer
无法
can
做
do
到吗？
that? There is a
办法
way,
其实有
but
一
if I
个，
do that, you'll be weaker than your
但如果
average
我那样去
person,
做，
let alone the strongest
你会比普
Valkyrie.
通人还要虚弱，更别说成为最强的女武神了。
Shariak
事实上，沙
stigma
尼亚
is
特的
more
圣痕，
paradoxical than
它
you
自
can
身的矛盾
imagine.
超乎你的想象。
In all
这
these
么多年
years,
来，
you've never
你从未
wondered
对
how
同族之
people
人那
of the
两种截
same
然不
line
同的
could
力量
possess widely
产
different
生过疑惑吗？
powers? You mean some
截
can
然不
wield
同
Honkai energy to be warriors,
是指
and
有些
others can
人
weaken
善于
it
强化
to
自
be
己所操纵
doctors?
的崩坏能，因此适合成为战士；而有些人善于弱化崩坏能的侵蚀，因此更适合成为医生吗？
Yes, the
没错
Shariak bloodline
沙
is
尼亚特的血脉
contradictory.
是一种与
For
自身
most
相
in
冲
that
突的矛
line,
盾存
like
在。
myself,
在
the
大多数
result is
后裔的
little
身
more
上，比
than
如我，
resistance to
这
Honkai
种冲突的
energy.
结果，只是为人增加了一点聊胜于无的崩坏能抗性。
You could call
这就是
this
所谓
the curse of
圣痕的
stigmata.
诅咒。
If I
如果
purify
我将
either
任何一
side,
方单独剔
you'll
出，
either become
你
an
要么会成为只
experiment
能提供
providing
圣血
holy
的实验
blood,
对象，
or
要
wield
么在短
Honkai
时间内能
energy
将
at
崩
the
坏能
risk
从
of
第
your
10 天，
life.
然后迅速失去自己的生命。
What does the
可是这样的
overseer
话，
think?
主教大人又是怎么？
Looks like you already
看来
guessed.
你猜到了。
Right. I express the gene for
没错。
neutralization in your blood
我将用于中
and
和的那一部
strength
分
in
表达
your
于你的血液，
musculature.
而将用于强化的另一部分表达于你的肌骨。
Getting
这
here
个
took
培育过
hundreds of
程
years.
前后花
I
费了
won't go
上
into
百
the
年的时
detail.
间，我不
But
打
you
算
ought to
向
be
加解
proud
释。
of yourself, Cecilia,
不过，
even if you see yourself as a
Cecilia
tool.
你尽管可以更加自豪些，哪怕只认为自己是一件工具。
You combine two
以这种
forces
方
into
式，
one.
你将两种相
Holding
互
the
冲
abyss
突的力量
flower,
集于一
you
身，
wield the
以
power
此
of growth
手持
and
黑刃白
withering.
花，挥斥创生与凋零的伟力。
And if you break
而
the
如果你选
balance,
择打破这种
maybe
微
the
妙的
holy
平衡，
blood will still work,
或许绽
making
放的
where you
圣血将持续
sacrifice
发
a
挥作
haven
用，
from
使你
Honkai,
牺牲
a
的地方
paradise on earth.
成为崩坏的禁地，人间的天堂。
But I fear it might reverse
但也可能，
and instead
它将
become
如
a
我所担
Honkai
忧的那样
poison
反转，
when
在未
leaving
经
your
处理
body
就离开你的
untreated.
身体之后，变质为凝聚崩坏的毒血。
There are
当然，
always
还有
outliers
其
as
他一些
well,
属于意外
but
的可
for
能。
those, Now even
那在那种
I
情况下，
would know what will happen.
恕我直言，连我也不知道会发生些什么。
But
可是
but this has nothing to do with
这
what
和我
I'm
想要探知
after.
的事情根本毫无关联。
It's just
只是
information
一
I
些
knew from
我
the
从一开
start.
始就知晓的信息罢了。不能再让姐姐受到任何感觉，周围好像有什么。那希儿去哪儿？外面的世界很危险，希儿会小心的。孤儿院的大家现在都还好吗？希儿，收到。舰长要带希儿去哪儿？希儿，收到。舰长要带希儿去哪儿？希儿，收到。舰长要带希儿去哪儿？舰长要带希儿去哪儿？这里的风景，好想和波尼亚姐姐一起分享。希儿，收到。舰长要带希儿去哪儿？外面的世界很危险，希儿会小心的。希儿知道了。希儿知道了。希儿知道了。都躲在哪儿呢？快出来玩吧！附近似乎有一些对我们，希望他们能帮到新亚特拉的大家。希儿知道了。
Altering her perspective, she pivots time in her perception and then perceives a snowy field once more. She went back not long before, right as the second eruption was near its end. I'm sorry, Siegfried. I lied.
我骗了你。
This time, I cannot go back with you.
我没法和你一起回去了。
I'm sorry, Kiana. Take care of your father when you're older.
你长大以后要好好照顾爸爸。
Holy blood unleashed. At the cost of more than half of her blood, the strongest Valkyrie went all out to deal a fatal blow to the absolute calamity. But as the outsider reading the scene right now, she didn't focus on the heroic deed. In this extreme state, her stigma did go beyond the Herrscher of the Void's authority and briefly broke the boundary between reality and the imaginary space.
当然，
There are
还有
always
其他一些属
outliers
于意
as
外的可
well.
能，
But for
但
those,
在那种情
not
况
even
下，
I would know what
恕
will
我直言，
happen.
连我也不知道会发生些什么。
The instant the imaginary space was connected, the entity known as stigma space by humanity first emerged in the human world. It first proves the descent of ideas as the byproduct of the stigma's curse on Shariak. That's
也就是
me.
我。
Well, because of the
刚才我
second
所见到的景
eruption,
象，也是因为
what
第二
I
次
just
崩坏
saw
才
was also... If she had known no more, she might be able to jump to the conclusion rashly and stay firmly convinced. But just now, the information she obtained with ease gave her a sudden fatal blow.
在执行
On the
第六
mission
神
to
之间的
recover
巡
the
回
sixth
任务
divine
中，
key, it was
因为来源
destroyed
不
by
明或
excess
有崩
Honkai
坏能而
energy
损
of
毁。
unknown origin. After all, anyone familiar with the history knew, not long ago, the woman named Cecilia spread the sanguine flowers of redemption throughout the snowfield at the cost of her life. They saved millions of lives and countless families. In her final hour, Cecilia Shariak did precisely control the spell of the stigma power. The reversal that the overseer claimed didn't exist. Otherwise, the millions of lives would have met the same fate as this machine. But if this was true, there was only one explanation for the remains she saw along the way. No. This isn't
因为我
because of me. I'm not.
不是
Someone once said that there is joy in disasters. It can be tempting to destroy everything. For ordinary men, this desire might be deeply rooted in their hearts. But for an ultimately unique stigma like Shariak, for its crystals and ideas, she turned around to look at her birthplace and her trail with trembling desperation. To figure out what exactly happened, she traveled a long way to understand her origin. But turned out she was unable to cure the disease from the get-go. She was the disease itself.
要去哪儿？拜托了，另一个我真拿你没办法。审判的时刻到了， 现没事了。云上云下，人上之光，
来捉你们了！去吧，希尔，去守护我们的热殿。
轮到我了，决战的时刻到了。你现没事了。云上云下，人上之光，阴阳化。轮到我了，决战的时刻到了。轮到我了，以此烈火，斩龙不断。你现没事了。
好的，拥抱你的力量吧，希尔。来了。希尔知道了，希尔知道了，希尔知道了，希尔知道了，来捉你们了！希尔，去吧，希尔，去守护我们的热殿。
伺机而动。
去哪儿？希尔正在前往目的地。孤儿院的大家现在都还好吗？希尔，收到。舰长要带希尔去哪儿？希尔，收到。希尔很怀念这个世界的景色。舰长要带希尔去哪儿？这附近似乎有一些对我们有帮助的东西，希望他们能帮到新亚特拉的大家。孤儿院的大家现在都还好吗？